Hello and welcome to another episode of QFix Weekly Show. My name is Edwin Austin. By calling me QFix, you still get to have my undivided attention. I will be your host. The Olympics. They are probably the reason why most African families bought those black and white TV sets in the days of Keep Koech, Keino, and one of the few sporting events where nations get to go head to head with each other in an effort to determine which nation has the best designers. Now, I don't know who told France that they were going for Science Congress, but man, yes, I do acknowledge that the whole reason for donning these lab coats was to sort of create awareness and show gratitude to all the frontline medical workers who have been working to battle this COVID. But I think this should have waited for the closing ceremony. I'll actually go out on a limb here and say that I believe France was probably told not to wear these lab coats during the opening ceremony. The probably only difference being that the person who did it, just like most of you, then they were not so good in French. You know? They were probably like, je voudrais que vous reçiez visitement, immédiatement. Comprenez-vous? Reçiez visitement, immédiatement. Comprenez-vous? Comprenez-vous? Reçiez visitement, immédiatement. Comprenez-vous? Translation. Believe me, they tried. Kenya made its 15th appearance to these Olympic Games this year, taking 85 participants spread across 6 games. That is athletics, rugby, volleyball, swimming, and taekwondo. By the way, for those of you who don't know what the last one is, taekwondo is that game that these pizza employees were playing during working hours. The only difference being that in the Olympics, those surrounding them are not still insisting on getting their pizzas served. I'm still waiting for Jokes aside, it has not been the best of start for the Kenya national teams in Japan. The fabled Shujas lost to South Africa and Ireland. The Malkia strikers were defeated in straight sets by the host Japan. Kenya women rugby team itself lost to New Zealand, and Elizabeth Akinyi lost to Pangwana from ultimately dashing Kenya's hopes of getting a medal from the boxing event. On the other hand, Philippines made history during the first week of these Olympic Games by winning their first ever Olympic gold thanks to Hidling Diaz, who won the women weightlifting event. Still on the Olympics, Simone Biles. She is the celebrated American gymnast and the reason Avis Johnson looks extraterrestrial in this picture. Well, this Olympic champion quit the Olympic Games, citing, among other things, mental health issues. Now, I do not even wish to get into the prodigious hate speech that is being expressed online by most Americans who are probably saying that she quit on her country and all other sort of irrelevant issues. In fact, there is even no joke here because there was need for none. I'll just say this. Simone Biles is awesome. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, a bank in Matua was raided earlier this week. It's actually a Equity Bank branch in Matua. And if it was back in the days when Twitter and Instagram was not that predominant, then chances are that you could have probably missed some of these viral videos. But this was among the viral videos that was circulated online, which showed the guard to this particular branch, Equity branch in Matua, being disarmed by these armed robbers who later on took his gun. A few of them made their way into the bank, and then one was left loafing around for a second, just, to keep watch. Actually, the amount of money stolen during this heist is yet to be determined, which I'm guessing is the reason why some of those armed robbers are still in hiding. The money in their possession is too much. They can't even start to count, which I'm guessing they are now waiting for the Equity Bank auditors to do one of those, things that they do to determine how much they have lost. And then when they give that final report to the media, then the robbers will be waiting to be like, oh, so those are the millions we have, huh? Now let's share, It's just too much money. More to that, 3 boda boda operators and former GSU officers have been arrested in connection to this heist. And I cannot state with certainty whether or not these individuals were actually part of this whole thing. But if they were, and it's a big if, then Professor is disappointed. And that last part about these robbers waiting for an official report from Equity Bank, to know how much exactly they have in their possession, that also applies to academic cheating, If you copy-paste your deskmate's work, you need not wait to hear what you have scored, because essentially what they have is what you should be having, That is unless you are as stupid as Jeremy, who went ahead to copy-paste even my name. Jeremy. You should have written your own name. Now look, you fool. In a recent CBS report, it has been revealed that top Kenyan graduates complete assignments for students in the United States in a practice called contract cheating. Now, first of all, let's take a minute here to appreciate that description of Kenyan students, okay? These are top students. Top graduate students, not just any keyboard guru with an urge to make money. So actually what these guys do is this. They go online, create these online writing accounts, which by the way, some if not most of them are free to create, then market their skills out there to these American students who then come and then choose among a list of many, if not actually thousands, who they want to do the assignments, which I guess is the same thing we do on LinkedIn. Set up a LinkedIn account, put a beautiful profile picture, then craft one of those powerful, thought-provoking bios that paint you in the best possible light. And then after that, all you can do is wait and hopefully prospective employer will contact you. The same thing applies to these students. Now, either way, the truth must be told. The whole reason for these Kenyan students to actually take part in this contract cheating or whatever that name is supposed to mean, the whole reason for them taking part in that thing is because times are hard in our country. I mean, if you don't already know that, then all you need to do is look at the environment of this CBS reporter. For crying out loud, just look at the place she decided to do that report, Anyone hearing about Kenya for the very first time, after seeing this report would be like, oh, Kenyans, they all live in the slums, If you're talking about top graduate students, for the love of all that want, please take us to the University of Nairobi. Anyone who watched the full report by CBS would know that some students even pay $50 per page. And now you might probably be asking, who on seventh heaven would pay $50 for a single page? Well, I'll tell you who. Privileged and last-minute desperate students. Okay, I mean, I have had some desperate moments myself, but... And this actually goes to show just what is the best incentive for university students, because essentially these top graduates that are actually doing this, these people, they have supplementaries in their own institutions, okay? And if at all they have already graduated, well, they had supplementaries before they graduated. So you can imagine when, our shock when we heard that these people scored 90s and 80s, You put money on the line, and what you want will be delivered by university students. If you want them to swallow the sun for $1 billion, believe me, they will. 1,001 perspectives could be provided, with regards to this report by CBS. But just to make something clear here, But online cheating extends, far beyond just this. There is a lot of work online, from AI work to transcription, to surveys. There's a lot of online work out there. It's not just, so don't, whenever your guy tells you that he does online work, don't be like, oh, these are the guys who cheat for the US students. Online work is way beyond that, It's way beyond that. It's too extensive for description, honestly, okay? And that to sort of cap this thing off, this whole topic off, I'll just want to say this. I do not exactly know what else we can provide for the United States of America. Kenya has given you its top graduates, has given you our top performers. They all don't want to study here. They all want to go to Harvard and New York and Princeton, name them. All those Ivy League universities. We have given you our graduates. We even gave you one of our best comedians, which is arguably the most important. For crying out loud, we even gave you guys a president. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our today's episode. It has been a joy, a delight to be precise, having you here today. Please do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is QFix Weekly Show, and actually tap the bell icon at the very far end so that you can be notified every time we make an upload. While I still have you, you can also find the time to follow me on social media across these platforms here. That is Edwin Austin at QFix. That is how you say it right, by the way. Okay, it's QFix. It's Edwin Austin at QFix, not what some of you have been saying for the last 2 weeks. It's QFix. QFix. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edwin Austin. This has been QFix Weekly Show. From the QFix desk, all that is left to say is mucha gracias.